ASMR albums, which I highly recommend you check out. Just saying. And much more, much more, all for you. Okay, let's begin this video. So this is gonna be a quick, cozy Christmas, cozy Christmas chit chat. You can see some of the gifts I have behind me, just as a backdrop. I actually have to drive all of these gifts to my family's, I think, on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I don't really remember. My memory just sometimes. But yeah, it's gonna be kind of interesting to have to cram all the gifts in the car and then go there, because I thought they were coming here, and I guess not. So then, then there's more gifts there at their place, and it's like, oh, okay, they're just gonna crowd all these gifts under this tree. So it's like gonna be pretty funny and cool. But yeah, I love Christmas. It's exciting. The gift keeps on giving, right? Like you just, it's so rewarding. I don't know how to describe it, but I'm sure you'll understand. But today I have some hot cocoa. Okay, nothing special. I just did squirt some Hershey's chocolate syrup in there. You can see it's a bit creamy white. It never gets that full brown color I'm looking for, but it is what it is. And yeah, so I don't know why my dog is digging literally the shirts on my bed as his own bed, but okay, I guess he likes my scent. I really haven't been able to see my dog much lately. I just haven't been home with this trip and then other things going on, and I think I have to take an emergency trip back to my hometown soon. It's a long story, but and then there's this other trip planned. I won't even go into it. I don't like talking about things until they actually happen, because I believe you can spoil stuff, but anyways, so I'm just gonna move on from that subject and just talk about, I guess, well, not really totally moving on, but just talk with you in general while I have hot chocolate and my mom's new Christmas cookies. Look at this. Okay, they're not really new, but they're sort of like, they call melting in the mouth cookies. Like, how do you say in our language? It's like that they melt in the mouth is basically what I said. So I'm gonna try some. I didn't even have a lunch, but I needed to do this video, so I'm like, why not? They definitely melt in the mouth more the day of making it, when it's not in the fridge too long. So this requires a bit more chewation, but after you chew enough, it still kind of has that, I think the powdery sugar creates that illusion of melting, like cotton candy. I can't believe it's Christmas, y'all. Literally, 4 days away. Christmas Eve, 3 days away. Not even. It's hard to fathom. And you probably see this well beyond Christmas, so you know what? It's okay. May the holiday spirit and cheer continue to ensue itself through the rest of the year. You know what? Can it continue through 2022, 2023, and 2024? Because after all this, I think we all need a break from hearing about everything, I just had enough of everything, so, yeah, cheers. I think so many people are having a more positive approach to life in general lately, because they realize, things are changing and not everything's okay, but, there's still so many blessings in our lives overall that we should be so grateful for. So it's amazing how strong the human mind is, even through suffering and chaos, that we can still, in the literal sense, choose happiness. It's like, wow, I kind of spoke about that subject a little in the last video, but yeah, it's amazing. I hope you all have been doing amazing. I hope you got what you were looking for this Christmas, and if not, you know what? May it be bestowed upon you next year and the year after that tenfold, because I'm telling you right now, you may not have had that dream car this year, you may not have had that dream house, but So I was like, LOL, no. So, we had to improvise, lol. So a lot been happening, going on lately, pretty quickly. Yeah, a lot of, let me just shut up and enjoy this dang cookie, okay? I'm about tired. Are y'all tired? This year has been went so fast, though. Literally. Oh my god. I'm processing now that it's Christmas. But it's a news thinking New Year soon. I'm like, it's hard to fathom. It really is. What is that about? I'm blinking. Tomorrow's Easter. Blink again. The next Christmas. Blink again. 4th of July 2045. I mean, come on. That's not fair. Life's not fair. Not to sound negative, but dang. I mean, seriously, come on. Like, I deeply regret sending all those prayers to God when I was a child to make life go faster and for me to age faster. No, I take that all back. Okay, like, literally, growing up is a lie. Okay, who wants to pay credit card bills and like, ew, no thank you. Thank you, next. A mortgage, hello, Georgia, no thank you. Yeah. Even planning a vacation is stressful. I don't know why, like, I'm doing the best I can, but like, the way I'm programmed is like, I always am really realistic, and I've come to terms with that a long time ago. I've accepted that, and I feel like when I'm at peace with it, I am kind of naturally letting it go and not take over or take charge. Because I feel like some people focus on that a lot, like, oh, you know, you're such a Debbie Downer, or, you know, you choose to focus on this and that. I haven't had that told to me often, but like, you know, I'm sure it has come across in my life so far. And I acknowledge it, you know, I understand that that's a part of me. And, how I was raised, you know, when you're raised around, I guess similar mentality, then it's like, okay, but not to put the blame on that, but yeah, kind of like, I always have a skeptical eye, I guess, because I used to be so gullible and I would get so hurt by so many people, by being too, like, nice, too foolish, too, like, trusting at the time, dependent and needy as well. And so I'm always like, nowadays I'm like, you know, looking with a side eye, or, you know, when you've been through the fire, you don't want to play with the flame, you know what I'm saying? Or the thing that can ignite the flame. Just saying. I appreciate that life has definitely matured me in some ways, but I don't like how it sometimes takes away our childhood. Like our inner child freedom, you know, I'm like, we self-restrict, right? Like, no one's really restricting us at the end of the day. It's like, it's all on us. Like, we choose how we live our life. And so, are you going to choose to bear the burden, or are you going to choose to kind of like free flow and maybe be in denial sometimes, right? Like, I don't know. Over the years, I've noticed like a lot of people who are like overly positive all the time. Like, I mean, to the point where it's like they're always always smiling and they're always giddy, and like, you know, how do you do that? First of all, I don't want to aspire to be like that because that's just not authentic, but in essence, to the core, like, are they in denial? What's actually going on? Like, are they really blind to what's actually going on? Like, you know, so I question these things lately. I'm like, I've always been questioning these things, but yeah, it's sort of interesting to see how different people live. And their approach to things in general. It's like, you know, when does something upset that person, right? When does something trigger them, right? Like, when do they show their true colors, right? So, I question that about myself, really. It's kind of like a conversation to self, like, okay, you know, maybe you resonate more with certain mindsets, but then, like, when you don't, how can you kind of be more like them, right? Like, or how can they be more like you when they can't, and then you can't, right? Like, it's like you tell a positive person to be more negative. It's like pouring oil on water. It just doesn't mix, right? Like, it just does not compute, beep boop blah. So it's very interesting, like, that we're also different, but we can also be friends with those people, but it can be like a frustrating friend, right? And then there's in between. I think I'm more in between. I am overall long-term positive thinker. Otherwise I wouldn't have what I have today, but I'm more realistic about it. I'm like, okay, this will happen, but within this time frame, or within this expectation, right? Like, plan, organized, structured, kind of like, okay, let's be real for a bit, right? Like, oh, this is great, but here's what could go wrong, or like, you know, so I'm kind of in between. I'm not fully like, oh, that'll never work. I almost choked. I'm more like, okay, let's approach this in a different way, right? Like, I used to be always like that, like, oh, no, that'll never work. Oh, and yeah, life kind of stings you in the butt sometimes when you're like that too. You know, things get worse. You feel so upset. People are nagging at you left and right. You attract people that kind of remind you not to be like that. And yeah, I don't know, that's just something I've been thinking about lately. So but I always want to be true to who I am. Like, coming on here, yeah, I've gotten my dose of that, and people were saying like, oh, you're so negative about this or whatever, and then, like, I kept just speaking my truth. Like, I don't care. If I lost people, if I lost views over it, I really never cared. And I still don't, honestly, because it's like, okay, you watch because you like my content, you like the relaxation, you like me for who I am, or all of the above, right? Like, you know, you watch for some reason, maybe you're just so disgusted by me, you're so mesmerized and disgusted by me at the same time. And that's happened. That you just can't help but, like, continue watching this train wreck, which, I mean, I don't consider myself one, but, like, at the time, yeah, there were certain people seeing that part in me, I guess, and it was like, yeah, really cool to see how we evolve, right? Like, at the time, I knew there would be hope on the other end of that, but I didn't know how I'd get out of it, but I always knew. But then I kept telling myself, like, degrading things, and just really nasty. Like, sometimes it'd be so hard on myself. So yeah, it's a constant battle. It's like a fight. It's like a war with your mind, right? It's like, but then to realize, like, you're not actually fighting, but just to kind of accept and exist to what is, and then you kind of naturally let it go, and then you're no longer fighting anything. So when you're fighting with your own mind, that causes, like, real severe issues long term. So that's kind of what you have to come to terms and realize sometimes, and accept you and for who you are. And if you have friends or whoever, you know, may they accept you and love you for who you are, because, there's no changing you and who you are. If they really cared about you, they would still stick with you and be by your side. So I'd say, like, overall, just speak from the heart, speak your own truth, right? Who cares what their opinion is, or if they get offended, right? Like, you just say it. I just honestly think that there's honestly too much sensitivity nowadays, and yeah, we all get our feelings hurt and our egos get in the way, but like, we don't need to walk around eggshells all the time around everyone, right? We don't need to be afraid to be who we are and express ourselves, and even if we have to lose friends for it, because I know I did. That's the burden I had to bear, is losing a lot of people, actually almost everyone at one point. And I'm glad I went through that, because I'd rather stand for my rights and myself and who I am than put up with something I don't believe in any day, and you can hide it and conceal it all you want. Eventually it comes to light, and sometimes some people can't stand the light. I know I went far there, but what can you do? Maybe some people's positivity is actually themselves in a dark room, pretending everything's okay. And that's okay too. When you sort of come out of the rabbit hole and awaken and realize what's actually there, it's like, oh, okay, well, I see everything's crap, but it's okay. Because, I'm not here forever, we're just soul, we're evolutionary beings. And we can choose to make the most of it, and that's why sometimes I don't like going too far out with spirituality, because it's like, wow, when you really realize it, it's like, wow, this experience really sucks behind, like, literally, it sucks to be here. Like, if you don't even want to be here anymore, right? Like, when you get too spiritual, it's like, I just want to go home, right? Like, so you want to tread carefully on that subject matter as well, and not dive too deep, even into, like, too deep a meditation, because then you'd be so out of here, you'd be like, no, then you really don't have anyone in your life, because, like, then you can't relate to anyone, right? So there has to be a sense of grounding back to earth for that. So yeah, I guess this is a lot of stuff I've just come to terms with and realizing lately, even doing my own work, my own deep dives, and yeah, it's a process. I can't tell you how many times I've cried in the last several weeks, like almost every day I'm crying now, and it's like beautiful because I'm cleansing so much, and it's not like a sad, sorrowful, especially when I do meditation. No, it's out of joy, it's out of love and kindness, happiness and content and bliss and nirvana, and there's so many good, wonderful feelings, and it just comes out to play sometimes, and you just have to let it flow, right? There's nothing wrong with crying. There's nothing, no need for you to like suppress that feeling. There's no need for you to just, tell someone to tell you to like, oh, calm down, you're exaggerating, you're being too much, shut up, be quiet. No, you express that beauty in whatever way you need, that sorrow or that joy or that happiness and bliss, whatever needs to come out, and be around people who support you for who you are and can do that for you, right? Like, that can remind you, hey, I got this, I can do this, you can do this, because they've maybe been through the same before, and they know that because they have, so can you, right? Around empowering people who can remind you of who you are in your nature. And yeah, that's just a little Christmas chat I want to have with you guys. Oh, I ate 2 cookies. I don't think I can eat 2 more. Oh, no way. I'm just gonna keep eating my hot chocolate. Honestly, I have to eat soon. I don't think I can do that. So that's one thing. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed your video. That's a quick one, but maybe it can help you kind of be reminded of something. I know lately I've been talking about a lot of these sort of in-depth subjects, and this is just kind of just what I've been experiencing in this temporary human existence, which won't last forever. So like, whatever you're going through, it's like it makes you feel so much at ease. You're like, this won't last, right? Like, it's just so temporary and so fading that like I'm literally, this is nothing, right? So but don't like degrade the experience either, because there's a reason you have to go through it too, for your higher understanding. So I feel as if that like every experience is to be blessed, is a blessing in itself, and to be acknowledged, not to deny the existence of our sufferings, as we all are. Someone once said it, like, humanity is just suffering, and I so agree. Like, you may think it's a pessimistic point of view, but it's so true. Like, literally, I mean, like, a lot of people can't even get out of bed in the first thing in the morning and just be like, yay, I'm alive. Like, it just doesn't happen. And why is that? Really think about it. Why can't you get out of bed right now, first thing in the morning? Why are you struggling so much? Just think about it. But anyway, don't think too deeply. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this made you feel better or worse, whatever. You know what? That's the healing journey. You're gonna feel worse and then you're gonna feel better, okay? So if you need to hear something, I'm here to do that. I'm not here to kiss anyone's behind and to just butter anyone's biscuit. Like, honestly, I'm so